What is really going on behind the scenes at the Colts facility? Tension is high in Indianapolis, and the status of our quarterback room has become the biggest talking point of the summer. While we all want our starters healthy, the battle for the backup role has taken a wild turn that nobody expected. Is this polarizing passer actually staying, or is a move still on the table before the deadline? You won't want to miss the reality of this situation. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment below, because we are diving into it right now. Anthony Richardson Sr. remains a central figure for the Indianapolis Colts as the team navigates a complex quarterback situation during the 2026 offseason. Following the conclusion of the 2026 NFL Draft, Richardson remains on the roster despite his previous inclusion on the trade block. Although he has returned to the facility and recently participated in OTAs, the trade request he previously issued has not been officially rescinded. This lingering status means that a potential departure remains a possibility for the organization at any point before the upcoming mid-season trade deadline. The team currently holds a full quarterback room, anchored by starter Daniel Jones, who is diligently working through his recovery from an Achilles injury. While Jones is sidelined for the majority of competitive teamwork, such as the 11-on-11 periods during the summer, the focus shifts to the development of his backups. The Colts are projected to have Daniel Jones fully healthy by the start of training camp, but until that point, the absence of the starter provides a critical window of opportunity for other players. Anthony Richardson Sr. finds himself in the final year of his rookie contract, which carries a significant cap hit of $10.8 million. This financial reality complicates the team's current roster construction, especially as they weigh his future against that of younger options. Despite the lack of suitors during the draft, the franchise continues to evaluate how he fits into the broader picture for the 2026 season. As the team prepares for the next phase of the summer schedule, the focus remains on whether Richardson can reclaim his standing or if the team will move in a different direction. It is a defining moment for the Shoe. The competition for the backup quarterback role is intensifying between Anthony Richardson Sr. and second-year player Riley Leonard. While Richardson enters the final year of his deal with a high salary, Riley Leonard is only in the second year of his rookie contract, having been selected in the 6th round of the 2025 NFL Draft. Their paths into the 2026 season are vastly different, yet both are vying for the same critical responsibility directly behind Daniel Jones. Head coach Shane Steichen is currently evaluating which player better aligns with the offensive system he is implementing. Riley Leonard is viewed by many as a more natural fit for the current iteration of the offense, particularly given his perceived durability and his continued presence with the team throughout the spring sessions. Conversely, Anthony Richardson Sr. represents a project that has historically been difficult to define due to intermittent availability and inconsistent performance. Over his 3 years in the league, Richardson has recorded 2,400 passing yards, 11 passing touchdowns, and 13 interceptions. His completion rate sits at 50.6%, a statistic that reflects the struggles he has faced since entering the league. Despite these numbers, the organization continues to monitor his progress closely during these essential practice reps. The value of these sessions cannot be overstated, as every snap taken by either quarterback serves as a data point for the coaching staff to determine the hierarchy behind Daniel Jones. Because Jones is prone to his own injury concerns, the team requires a reliable secondary option who can step in at a moment's notice. The balance between potential and reliability remains the core of this ongoing positional battle as camp approaches. Why does this matter right now for the Indianapolis Colts? The team is operating in a high-stakes environment where the quarterback position dictates their overall success. With Daniel Jones returning from an Achilles injury, the depth behind him is not just a luxury. It is a necessity for the survival of the team's offensive output. Having two viable backups in Anthony Richardson Sr. and Riley Leonard provides the organization with a safety net that could prove vital if the starting quarterback is unavailable. The financial commitment to Richardson, at nearly $11 million against the cap, is a significant investment for a player currently battling for the QB2 spot. If the Colts choose to keep him, they are betting that the flashes of dominance he displayed early in his career can be replicated. Sports Illustrated's Gilberto Manzano recently ranked Richardson as the 10th best backup in the NFL, noting that his physical traits, such as his arm strength and size, make him a difficult matchup for opposing defenses in short-term relief roles. However, this potential is constantly weighed against his injury history, including the bizarre elastic band incident that sidelined him during the previous season. The goal for General Manager Chris Ballard and his staff is to ensure that the team is prepared for any eventuality at the game's most important position. By keeping both players engaged throughout the summer, the team maximizes its options. This depth chart strategy is essential, as the organization faces a critical year where the margin for error is slim. The ability to manage these different trajectories, from the veteran project to the promising sophomore, will define the stability of the roster moving forward. The narrative surrounding Anthony Richardson Sr. is heavily influenced by his unfulfilled potential and the physical tools that continue to intrigue observers. At 6'4" and 244 pounds, his frame remains a focal point for those who believe he can still provide value on an NFL field. Despite the frustrations of the past 3 seasons, the belief in his ability to rebound is shared by many within the facility, including Chris Ballard. The organization is tasked with deciding whether to continue investing in his growth or to pivot toward a future centered on younger, more consistent contributors like Riley Leonard. The reality of his 15 career starts serves as a reminder that he has had opportunities, yet the transition to a consistent, high-level performer has remained elusive. Meanwhile, the team's reliance on Daniel Jones makes the health of the entire position group a constant topic of discussion. If Richardson remains on the roster through training camp, he will have to prove that his game can be refined enough to justify his significant salary and the roster spot he occupies. The team is in a make-or-break year, and having depth at quarterback is a fair trade-off for the cap space involved, provided that the players are capable of performing when called upon. The competition with Riley Leonard ensures that nobody is resting on their laurels during these OTAs and into the upcoming training camp. While most of the football world may have moved on from the idea that Richardson will reach his ceiling, the Indianapolis Colts are continuing to provide the platform for him to compete. The ultimate decision on his future will be determined by his performance in these coming weeks. As the Indianapolis Colts look toward the start of the 2026 season, the focus remains locked on the development of their quarterbacks. The situation is far from settled, and the presence of Anthony Richardson Sr. on the team creates a dynamic that is unique across the league. Whether he stays for the duration of his contract or is eventually moved before the trade deadline, his presence forces the team to continually reevaluate their depth chart. Riley Leonard continues to build his case for the backup role by showing consistency and a strong grasp of the scheme, providing a stark contrast to the volatile but physically gifted Richardson. The management of the salary cap, specifically the impact of Richardson's deal, reflects the difficult decisions Chris Ballard must make to ensure the team remains competitive. The organization is attempting to navigate these variables while keeping Daniel Jones as the focal point of their offense. Training camp will be the ultimate testing ground where the roles of each quarterback will be clearly defined through live action and high-intensity competition. The coaching staff is looking for reliability and the ability to execute the game plan under pressure. If either backup can prove they are capable of stepping into the starting role, the team will feel more secure about their outlook. The balance between long-term investment and short-term utility will guide the next steps for the franchise as they work through this crucial phase of the calendar. Regardless of the outcome, the commitment to refining the quarterback room shows the team's determination to maximize their potential in 2026. Every repetition during the summer remains a vital piece of the puzzle that the team must solve before the games count for real.